guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video because we are trying out some new products that I've recently picked up, and some of them failed and aren't necessarily going to be my favorites. But there's a couple things that I think are going to be used quite a bit during spring and summer. Now you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications, new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see how I got this look and what new products I used, just keep watching. Okay, I've been waiting to use this palette and it came out not too long after St. Patrick's Day. I feel like it's fitting because this is the Nomad Ireland Wild Atlantic Way. Look how beautiful this is. It's a soft, like velvety, has all the shamrocks on here. I love this packaging. The color story is very much green. Okay, so this one actually just fell out. I thought these were magnetized, but they're not. They're just glued in there. If you hear the crinkling, it's Sochu. She's just found a box that she wants to play around in. Honey, Sochu, come here. She's abandoned it. It didn't break or anything, so I'm just going to be very careful with this shade because it's in the top corner right here. But this is the color story. A lot of greens, some tealish, bluish greens. You've got some brown neutral shades in here. The shimmers look absolutely stunning. There's even the pressings. The one thing I love about Nomad is the details that go into these palettes. They actually go and travel to each of the locations, learn about the area, the culture, and they base their palettes off of what they experience while they're there. One of the other things is they give you a little postcard with some of the details on here. So it is the Verdant Wild Beauty, a spectrum of Irish greens from soft moss and lush bogs to emerald gems and rich glens, sprinkled with sea blues and neutral touches of limestone, peat, and golden flowering plants. So there's 11 grand mattes and 7 splendid shimmers inspired by the untamed and dramatic beauty of Ireland's west coast. They also support a cause with each of their palettes. This one is supporting the Irish Wildlife Trust that works to raise awareness of Ireland's rich natural heritage and protect it for future generations. So I really like this. It gives a lot of interesting details, paints you a picture of the palette that you're using. So before we jump into it, I need to swatch it, see what all the shades are about. Okay, this palette does not disappoint. The swatches are absolutely stunning. One of my favorite shades in here is Salon. It's kind of a peridot green, which is also my birthstone. I love that shade. When I was younger, you could not get me to go anywhere near that shade because I was just like, But as I've gotten older, and my girlfriend would always talk about how I needed to wear more greens, especially because of my eyes. She always loved how my eyes would pop wearing greens. So this palette is definitely leaning towards that. What's funny though is I'm looking at the shade Cope Harbor, which is the blue. It's absolutely beautiful, and I'm leaning towards the blue, but I literally just did that with, shoot, what palette did I just do? Oh, Twilight. I just did that with the Twilight and ColourPop, where I had the blue shimmer and then the pressed glitter on top. So we're not going to do blues today. But the green shades are so beautiful, vibrant, luscious. The top row seems to be the darker, deeper foresty shades, whereas you have in the middle row with Emerald Isle and Wild Atlantic Way, more of like the lime green and lush, like lighter shades. And of course in the bottom you have kind of a burnt orange brown leaning. I'm not sure which way I want to go. I do know, I'm thinking I want to use the shade Slant? It's the third one in the top row. I want to use that and probably Savage Beauty, which is kind of a gold shimmer. I'm thinking that's what I'm leaning towards. So let me go prime my eyes and make a more definitive way forward. Okay, I feel like I know what I want to do. I'm going to start out with the shade Wild Atlantic Way. I'm going to put that in the crease with my fluffy crease brush just to have it a little diluted down. Hi, honey. Sochu's here with us, you guys. I've meant to use this palette for like the past couple weeks, but other things have just been popping up. I would have loved to have had this for St. Patrick's Day. Granted, I do have a lot of other green shadow palettes, but this one just speaks to me. I will say, if you've never been to Ireland, definitely go and visit. It is so beautiful. I didn't get to go out to more of the rustic areas. We stopped over in Dublin. We did go by train to a couple other places to check out and everything, but we were only there for a couple days after we went and visited a friend in London. But it was during when Chicago had the polar vortex. I was in London, and thankfully, because it was freezing in Chicago, we were getting some crazy winter storm. And my ex-husband and I were on a little European getaway to visit some friends. Alright. It's a good start. It'll come together. It looks a little crazy right now that it's just one shade. I'm going to go into the shade Taunt. T-A-I-N-T-E. Taunt. I think I'm going to use my compacted... Actually, I'm going to start out with my fluffy crease brush and then go into my compacted smudge brush to deepen it up. There is some fallout. Not a big deal. Just tap off the excess. And I thought about using the more neutral shades when I did this look, but I wasn't really feeling the burnt orange brown shade right now. So I figured we would just work with the green shades today. I'm gonna be a lap kitty today. I know I've briefly spoken about going on my work trip for some months. One of the things that I'm very sad about, I'm gonna miss Luke, but I know his work schedule is pretty busy and starting to ramp up some more. So like we're gonna have minimal like time together anyways. So that I was already preparing for him not being around, and that's fine. What I am gonna miss is Sochu and Dixon. Hey, don't scratch me. And they're not really going to understand what's going on. She is going to be off her rocker when I come back. I've left her before when I was stationed out in Japan. We would do like 2-week, 4-month, or 2-week to like 2-month patrols when I was out there. And because they're not 6 months or longer, we didn't call them deployments. Alright, now I'm going into my compacted smudge brush just to deepen this up right here. But we had just gotten her when I was in Japan, and I would only be gone, the longest was 2 months. So she's only ever been without me for that long. This time is a lot longer. And I know, like, we know animals understand what's going on, but they won't forget you either. So like when I do return, whether it's like 4 days because I went on a weekend trip or 2 weeks, she's mad and angry and will like just meow at me, and I know I'm getting yelled at. Like, how dare you leave me? Why? But if I took her with me, she would have been mad in the car anyways. But I know after a little bit, I will be forgiven. So right now she's getting in a lot of her little snuggle time and spending as much time as I can with her, because as of right now I have less than 90 days until I leave and travel. Because of like what I am going and doing, I won't give a lot of details. I'm not going to talk about exactly where I'm at. A country is kind of hard to, you can narrow it down, but I'm not. I'll give you the fact that I'm going to Germany. I'm excited though. I'm looking forward to it. My cousin is over there right now too, so he's been kind of giving me some insight of like what he's been doing. His stuff is different than what I'm going there for. I'm gonna go into the shade, is it Slante? Slate? I'm not sure. I'm gonna pick this one up on my middle finger and place it in the center of my eye. Oh, that is such a beautiful, vibrant shimmer. I It's such a beautiful emerald color. Now going into the shade Savage Beauty. This gold I'm going to pick up on my ring finger. Ooh, those two together are going to be beautiful. I'm going to use my dry brush to pick up Savage Beauty and finesse the inner corner. Their shades are absolutely beautiful and work so well on a dry brush. It just feeds in so nicely. Okay, you guys, I do have some additional new products to try out, and most of them are left over from the Sephora haul. I didn't get to try everything because I had multiple items in the same category, or I was trying a new foundation, but I didn't want to use a new complexion product. So I have the iconic London Instant Sunshine Bronzing Drops. It's a very interesting component. I know that I swatched it in the video. There is a little, like, you turn this and it'll make it so that you can actually push the button but not waste product. I'm going to put this right on the skin because I'm going to use my brush to kind of blend it out. It does have an air pump in it, so it's just pushing the air out before it pushes the product out. I'm going to do half the face so we can see a difference. Do I need that much? Probably not. We'll see. Because even when I used this on the back of my hand and swatched it, it sheared out quite a bit, and that was just with my fingertips. When I get up to turn the camera on or off, she gets so mad that I moved, and she just, it's so gold, you guys. And she'll go through her tantrum. She'll get up on her little cat castle that's in the window, and then when she thinks I've like settled in, she's like, oh, I'll come back. She's so finicky, but I love her. She is one of the best little snugglers. Her and Dixon have like the best snuggles. I'm gonna have to get a pillow of you so I can snuggle with that while I'm gone. So I know a lot of times with some of like the glowy serums or bronzing drops, they can be worn by themselves. I don't know that I would do that with this. It is very much like glittery gold. Yeah, I would never wear this by itself. Maybe if I had like a themed party and I was playing like one of the dancers from Gold Members like nightclub. But I do like that. I mean, it's still kind of tacky, and I don't know if that's because of the primer. I think that should be all that I need. Like, I don't know if I would use this again underneath my makeup. I might on like my shoulders, or like if I was going to a friend's pool party or whatever, I would probably put it on my shoulders and just all over the places that like would be nice to have a shimmer. But then I also, on my table from Kopari, I've got the Sun Shield Soft Glow. Like, I use this for like springtime and summer when I go to the pool. If I don't wear, sometimes I filmed before I've gone to the pool and I show up with a full face of makeup and they're all like, oh, so someone's gonna be bougie today. And I'm like, you know, sometimes the weekends are when I like to film the most. But then I also don't want to like sit there and take off the makeup that I just put on. So sometimes I do show up with a full face of makeup to a pool party. It'll last for a little bit, but I do take a makeup wipe with me and I'll eventually like take it off. But it looks crazy right now. Like, I would not wear this by itself. Did anyone else purchase this? I picked it up because I was like, I need to review this. I want to try it out. I like Iconic London. Some of the products that I've picked up from them, I really enjoyed. But this would be like on the shoulders. Like, I don't know. I still have to do foundation and concealer and everything. So I have the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation, the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, and then of course my Huda Beauty powder. But I do also have the Makeup Forever face palette. This has contour, bronzer, and blush in here, so I'm going to try that out. That's why we are going to hurry up through the foundation really quick. I wore this yesterday and I love this foundation. It lasts all day. We just kind of went and hung out with some friends. Went to the casino that's local here. And I'm not a gambler. I know, like, if I go to the casino, I'm not winning. Like, I always lose. So I only pulled out like $100. I was like, if I win, I win. If not, I mean, $100 is still money that I wish was in my savings. But I'll go. I'll have fun. I did not win. But it was a good time. And then afterwards we went and hung out and did more stuff around the area. So this is with foundation on top of the glow, and this is, I don't like this. But it is like, it's already a glowy foundation anyways. And I like it without an amplifier. But it is one of my lighter shades, so to make it a little bit darker, I think maybe it would definitely help with that. But you guys, I'll be honest, one of my favorite from the drugstore bronzing products to like increase the shade of a light foundation is my e.l.f. Halo Glow. Like, I love that, and I have it in a deeper shade so I can make it a little bit darker. I don't know that you need to spend the money that Iconic London has on it, because you know it's at Sephora, so of course it's not going to be super cheap and affordable like at the drugstore, which is where you'll find e.l.f. It's not horrible once it has foundation on it, but by itself it is not something I'm going to reach for. And it's also not the first thing I'm going to reach for. Now, one thing before I go into this face palette from Makeup Forever, Natasha Denona just released the High Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. This can be used as a highlighter, which is what I'm going to use it as today. But it can also be used prior to foundation to do the glowy effect. So this is a nice swatch of it. That's what it'll look like as a highlighter. But if I were to like put this on my skin and just kind of like rub it in, it just gives a nice glowy effect, and it kind of just like dissipated. So maybe if you're a no makeup type of person, just in general, but you want to like amplify and give a little bit of gleam, you can do that. Today, however, I'm going to use it as a highlighter because I use the Iconic London glowy effect. Now, this is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Essentials palette. I have mine in the lighter shades. So contour, bronzer, some of the like more foundation shades, and then of course blush. There is like shimmers in here, which could be like a cheek blush topper or even like a glossy highlighter. And I do have the like contour palette that I got at Sephora, and I really like that one, but I don't have it in blushes, so I'm interested to see. And I like doing cream products now. I do. I didn't used to. All right, so I'm going to dive into the contour shade, which is this one for me. I prefer a cool toned contour shade. Okay, so it might be too light because it's supposed to be, is it fair and light or light to medium? But contour should also be kind of subtle. So contour, no contour. I'm also going to mix into what looks like a bronzer tone for me to deepen it up a little bit. So very subtle, just gives you that nice shadow effect. And I'm actually dipping into these two shades together. Alright, I'm going to go into this shade by itself for bronzer. Okay, so a little bit of color showing up. I'm not trying to go in like too heavy-handed. Okay, just a little bit of difference, nothing too crazy. Bronzer's not supposed to be super intense. It can be, it's just, it shouldn't be. Unless you want to look like you got a really intense sunburn on your forehead. And of course the chin and jawbone, jawline. Alright, now before we go into blush, I'm going to do my concealer. I love the Natasha Denona High Glam because you can go ahead, press it out how you need to. It is a self-setting concealer. So when I go to set it with powder, all I have to do is tap it out with my finger and it will smooth out any lines that it might have fallen into. I do have an affiliate code for Natasha Denona. It is in the drop-down box. Any affiliate codes that I might have are down there, so definitely go check that out if you want to save some change. I do make a commission off of some of them, but that is up to you if you would like. I know that there is a discount. This concealer, especially on my creasy under eyes, it just smooths it out and looks so beautiful. All right, now into one of these blushes. I'm thinking I want to use this more corally shade, just a very bright corally orange. Ooh, it's actually kind of pale. So I'm just kind of stamping it into place by like swirling around on top of my unset cream products. I also get better color payoff when I do that. I'm kind of wondering if I should have gotten like the deeper shades of that palette, or this palette. I like this. I just feel like it's a little toned down. But that's me thinking that I can still use light shades of contour palettes. And I did not go into store to swatch it and see. I just saw that it was released and I was like, ooh, I want to pick that up. So maybe in the future it'll be an investment. We'll see. It's pretty though, and I have a lot of cream products. So this will definitely be something that, because it is a palette and I can like have multiple things in one, this would be something that I would travel with. And right now, as I use new things, I'm making mental like notes to myself, like what do I need to pack with me to go to Germany? Because I know I want to take some stuff, but also like I'll probably order and purchase things while I'm there to try out or just experience while I'm there. So I don't think I need to take 8 months worth of makeup with me, but I do want to take my favorite things with me. Alright, so I think we are good on blush and now setting powder. So it does fall into my lines a little bit, but I'm used to that with this concealer. As long as I press them out before I set it, it still looks beautiful. So like the lighter shades would be nice for work, but there's also part of me that's like, are the rest of the light shades gonna be what I can use? Or should I pass it on to a friend? Alright, so I think it fell into my lines up here a little bit. Let's press those out really quick. Okay, and then to wipe off the excess powders. Okay, we need to finish off the under eye. I like how my skin looks right now. We'll take a closer look as we finish up. But I'm gonna pop into the shade Wild Atlantic, and I'm gonna take that the entire length under the eye. Take my fluffy crease brush and pick up Wild Atlantic, and just on the outer area in the outer crease, just a smidge. And then into this shade right here. Is it taunt? I'm not sure. If you know the pronunciation, please let me know. I also don't want to mess it up. I'm just going to put that right here in the outer V and slightly under, but not too far. And compacted smudge brush to touch this up. I really like how that turned out. Now, we're going to pop into the Natasha Denona High Glam Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. That is a mouthful. I do like this packaging. If you've heard some of my other previous comments about the packaging of the metallic palettes, those show all the fingerprints. This, yes, I can see the fingerprints, but you can't really tell on camera. And I appreciate that. I do like how clear the mirror is. It's like a cream to powder formula, is what it feels like. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. It kind of gives me like ColourPop Super Shock Shadow vibes. If you have tried this, do you agree? Oh, look at how gorgeous that is. And that's just going over it once. Go over it twice. Oh, it can get more intense. Did I need an intense highlighter? No. Do I like it? Yes. Oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, I do not have new products for brows, liner, or mascara, but I will be back for lips. Okay, you guys, I'm back for lips. I have already lined my lips with the Makeup Forever Wearable Walnut Artist Color Pencil. I love this shade. It goes with pretty much everything I've been using lately, whether I need like a light nude, a pinky nude, like this is what I've been wearing. But this Fenty Gloss Bomb in, what is it? Fuchsia Flex. It's been all over my TikTok For You page. Like, it looks beautiful on everyone. And this is actually quite intimidating as a shade. And for me, when it comes to lip glosses that are this deep, I'm not wearing them without a lip liner, but everyone is lip lining with deeper, darker shades and then putting this on. So this is also not the first time I've used it. I wore it yesterday when I went out with Luke and some friends, and it is gorgeous. But I wanted to wear it today and show you guys because at first when I saw it, I was like, I don't know if I'd like that. I loved it. I kept reapplying it. I wanted it to stay as intense as it was when you first apply it. And of course, gloss transfers, we ate, we had some drinks, like it disappeared. But I kept reapplying it and it was gorgeous all day. It will dilute down. You have to press your lips together and like a couple of coats and you'll get the desired effect. That's just one dip in and all over the lips. It's so gorgeous, but you can go in and build it up. And like I said, like everyone that I have seen try this on TikTok, or even if it pops up on my Insta Reels, has worn a deep dark liner. But it is just so beautiful no matter what shade. Like this is about to be my spring shade. Part of why I wore my hair back, because yesterday I curled my hair and I was like, oh, crap, I want to use this lip gloss. And my hair ended up in my lip gloss. So I was like, we're pulling the hair back. We're going to try this out, show everyone what it looks like. It is so juicy, so beautiful on the lips. So gorgeous. And yes, there's other Fenty Gloss Bomb shades and they're beautiful, but this one, we can appreciate this, right? Like, it is so beautiful. Do I think I should have paired it with this green eye? It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I really like how this is like pulled together. Interesting. Okay, now for my thoughts. So I like how my makeup looks. I like my cheeks are a little toned down, and that's because I did the cream products and then the powder on top of it. The Makeup Forever palette might be too light for me. There are two deeper shades in the blush shades, so I will try them out and see. But when it came to like the corally shades, I probably need the deeper palette for that. I don't know that I need to go out and purchase it because I do have deeper cream shades in my drawer already. But to give you an idea for shade comparison, depending on if you are trying to figure out if you want the light shades or the deeper shades, my Dior Forever Skin Glow is in the shade 2.5N. I also in the NARS Light Reflecting wear Valarius, just to give you an idea. So if you're trying to figure out like shade matching or what complexion is going to look good on, if you're in between light and medium, for me, I think these might be a little too pale. I can definitely wear this to work. It just kind of disappears. I hope that helps. Now for the palette, I love how my eyes turned out. I love the green and then the gold effect. If you're not a lover of green shadows, this is probably not that palette for you. I still love the packaging. I don't know why I'm just so drawn to like velvet palettes. The color story is really pretty. I do want to play around with the blue shades and then like this peridot shade. But if you're not a lover of green shadows, you're not going to like this palette. Although I do love Nomad palettes. So let me know, are you picking this up? Are you passing on it? Are you just not into green shadows? The Iconic London, it is the Instant Sunshine Bronzing Drops. I will probably only use this on like my shoulders or arms for like that nice summer glow. For the face, it's not my favorite. I prefer my e.l.f. Halo Glow. And of course, this one, probably my favorite besides the lip gloss, and it is the Natasha Denona High Gen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. This shade is stunning. Oh, look how gorgeous. The light reflecting off the mirror is gorgeous, and it is so stunning on the cheeks. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Are you picking this up? Are you passing on it? If you decide to pick it up, like I said, there is a code. It is in the drop down. It is an affiliate, so I do make a small commission off of it, but it does give you guys a discount. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. But before you go, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Until my next video, you guys. Bye. I'll see you in the next one.